In this video, you're going to learn why you need to remove the clutter that distracts you. Maybe you think that your workspace is pretty organized, or that it's not as organized as you'd like, but you still don't have space to do any more. Whatever your situation, it's vital that you figure out a way to reduce the clutter, because if you don't, then your mind will be pulled in 100 different directions every time you try to do your work. I'm Dr. Bruce Hoag from psychhacks.com, and in this video you're going to learn why you need to remove the clutter and how to do it. A lot of people will tell you that you should, and you probably know that yourself, but so far you just haven't been able to figure out how. So I'm going to show you a way that works for me. The thing is that a key part of staying focused on what you want to do and not be distracted by other things includes removing the clutter that is around you. You may be aware that various writers and music composers had special places where they did their work. George Bernard Shaw had a hut in the backyard that moved with the sun. Roald Dahl, author of many stories including Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, had a garden hut. And Gustav Mahler wrote his music in a hut on an island in the middle of a lake. These spaces were devoted to the work that these people wanted to do, and for them, it was just like going to the office. Writers in particular like to go to coffee shops to write. Curiously, the tinkling sound of dishes and cups and the hum of conversation occupies just enough of your mind to keep it from wandering away from the thing you want to write about. There's even a website that you can go to called Coffivity, COFFIVITY.com, that lets you choose the kind of background noise you want from a coffee shop, all from the comfort of your office. But you don't have to live on an island or work in a hut in your backyard, romantic as that may sound, or even play the sounds of a coffee shop in the background. What really matters is that you remove the clutter that might distract you. You've seen the messages. One says something about a messy desk being the sign of a disordered mind. That's false. Many years ago, I was a research assistant to a professor whose office was such a mess that it wouldn't have been more disorganized if a bomb had gone off. In fact, I straightened it up one time because it distracted me. And when he came in, he said, "I can't find anything." The point is that you have to identify the things that distract you and then remove them. What distracts you? What pulls your attention away from your work? A sink full of dirty dishes, perhaps? If every time you make coffee, you see dishes that need to be washed and that distracts you, then either do them so that you can put them out of your mind, or fill a thermos at the beginning of your day and put it beside you while you work so that you can drink coffee or tea or something else without going to the kitchen at all. Does an unmade bed distract you? Just because it's unmade doesn't mean you have to make it, although I know there are people who feel differently. It only means that you need to work where it won't distract you. If your workspace is in the bedroom, then maybe you should. Otherwise, just close the door. What about a messy living room? Clutter in all its forms can distract you. So what can you do? Two things you can do. The first one is to remove the clutter. Of course, that's preferable. If something is distracting you, it's not being used, and there's another place where it should be, then put it there. Simple. But if your circumstances are such that if you did that first, you'd never stop, then the alternative is to find a place to work where you can't see it. It could be the dining room or kitchen table or desk in the corner of a bedroom or even in a closet. I read about one person who kept her desk in a closet in the kitchen. When it was time to go to work, she opened the door, pulled her desk out. She only used the desk in that location for work, and that taught her mind to know that when she sat there, That's what she was there to do. This is a picture of a hide. A hide is a place where people can observe birds or animals without the wildlife knowing they're there. The animals go about their normal business because they're not distracted by those who are watching them. For them, out of sight is out of mind. And your goal is to get the clutter out of your mind so that you can do what you need to do. It really doesn't matter if your workspace looks like a disaster zone, is so well organized that it looks almost unused, or is something in between. As long as you can lay your hands immediately on what you want, and that means that you're not digging through stacks of stuff looking for it, and you aren't distracted by what you see, then it really doesn't matter how organized or disorganized it looks. Your workspace needs to work for you. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to watch the one called Are You Easily Distracted? In it, you'll discover why you are distracted and what you can do about it.